there, it's Michelle. Welcome back to my studio and my YouTube channel. Today I'm addressing a question about priming stained canvas. So this is stained canvas. This is when you paint directly on the raw canvas without a primer and allow the colors to soak in to the fibers. It's really beautiful. It has connection a little bit to watercolor painting, but there's a strong acrylic painting tradition with this, with Helen Frankenthaler, Morris Lewis, Sam Gilliam. Those are just to name a few. A bunch of people have done this technique to beautiful effect. And Rebecca in Philadelphia is coming from an oil painting practice, and she's getting into acrylics. She said she's watched a lot of these videos and learned a lot. She wanted to stain raw canvas and then stretch it, which means you would take it, this raw canvas, put it on wooden stretcher bars, which I think I have a video about that. If I do, I'll link it. And then prime the stained canvas so she can paint over top of this with brushes, heavy body acrylic. Can I use soft gel to prime the canvas? And are there major reasons not to use soft gel for this? Rebecca, that is a great question. And actually we go into detail in a lot of techniques on top of stained canvas in the Craftsy class. So I'll link that below, because a few months back I posted the sad news that Blueprint, who had bought Craftsy, was closing it. And now another entity has bought it. So Craftsy is back up, I think just as of this week or a few days ago. And so my class should be available again. I will put a link to where you can find my class. Anyway, there's actually so much great info in that. That's why I mentioned it. If you're really interested in stain painting, it is the only online class currently available from me. And it's not just for stain painters, it's for anyone who wants to learn about gels and mediums and so forth. But anyway, soft gel would work great to, and I wouldn't even call it priming. It's almost more like sealing, because I think of priming as a first layer. Maybe that's just, I don't know. I always think prime is before you put the pigment and paint on. But anyway, sealing it with a soft gloss gel would work great, and then you could work on top of it. Soft gloss gel, it's rather thick. So you might also consider something like a gloss medium or a matte medium or a clear gesso. And if you're not familiar with those products, I have videos on all those products on this channel. I have 205 tutorial videos and whatnot. 205 videos total, and many of them are tutorials. Anyway, I'll put links below to anything that I think might help more with this, but those are some of your options. My best suggestion for those of you who want to try new ideas out is when you're working on something like, say, this is your big, finished canvas, at the same time that you have all your colors mixed, you're all set up, you're painting, cut some little small samples out of scraps of canvas. They don't have to be that big, just 5 by 7, 6 by 9 or something, and use your leftover colors on those scraps of canvas. Then you'll have something that you can really just try a bunch of things on, because it really is so specific to each artist, which is why a lot of questions cannot be answered specific to your needs, because there are so many possible solutions. But technically, yes, soft gel will work. Those other things I mentioned will work. Gloss medium, matte medium, even a heavy gel could work. It'll make it much slicker. Gloss gel might make it slightly slick, so it depends on how much tooth you want, what you're gonna work on top with. And you don't have to do anything, because acrylic stain painting will stick to the canvas. That what happens is the pigment gets embedded in the fibers of the canvas. It gets held by the fibers of the canvas, similar to how watercolor is held by the fibers of your paper. So it's not going anywhere. And on top of that, many of the colors are staining colors, and so they'll stick anyways. So you don't have to worry about destroying this when you paint on top. The only thing that you might want the primer or sealant for is to create a different flow with the brush and the other things on top of it. So try it all. Try it without it. Try it with, say, a matte medium or clear gesso. Matte medium and clear gesso will be your most toothy options, but because they have small aggregates in them that prevent light from reflecting off of the surface, they'll be a little toothier, but they might slightly dull your colors. Gloss medium will deepen the colors, and again, I show examples of this in the Craftsy class, so if you want to see any of that or have a more sort of formatted thing to try all these things out, you can. Anyway, I hope that helps. Have fun with it. Thank you so much for your question. Anyone else wants to leave me questions, put them in the comments. You can send them to me on Instagram as Rebecca did. My Instagram is below. You can email me at info@themindfulartist.com. There's lots of ways to send me questions. I'll answer them as I have time. These videos are a great way because I am not able to get to all the questions, unfortunately, the individual questions I get. I get so many great questions, but a lot of them are very specific. Some of these more general questions that will help a large group of us, those are the ones that I will pick from to do a YouTube video on. So happy painting. Thank you so much for subscribing and being part of this. Thank you so much for your comments. We really build a body of knowledge and a feeling of community here when we comment below. So even if you just want to say hi, thank you, or put in your 2 cents, how you do it in your studio, what's worked for you, it's all so helpful. You're really an important part of this. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next video.